Good Friday morning, another day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad in it. Let's talk about truth or tradition. This is the truth. Anything else is tradition. So in Mark 6, we left where Jesus was healing people, relatives, bringing all of their sick, even into the streets in Nazareth. Mark 7, we start with, and then came some Pharisees and scribes. And even amongst that healing, they didn't look at the good of the healing. They were trying to find something wrong with what Jesus was doing. These two groups were influential in the Jewish community. The Pharisees were the sect that wanted to discredit Jesus. They were zealous about their law, the Old Testament law, but they were more zealous about putting more tradition, whimsical, man made, impulsive, man made laws and wanting people to abide by them. The scribes were judges, teachers, students of the Old Testament, but they also man made traditions. And they believed that if Jesus was trying to call himself God, he was blaspheming. So they came together, and the Pharisees looked and saw that Jesus' disciples were eating and they hadn't washed their hands. And the big deal was, why are you guys eating and they haven't washed their hands? That's against the tradition, the Mosaic law. So here's Jesus saying, because even in their washing of hands, it's not like what we do. I mean, you got soap and water. Their washing of hands is a trickle of cold water across the palm of the hands. So it's really not a washing of unclean hands. So Jesus has to tell them, you people, you honor me with your lips. That's what Isaiah had said back in the Old Testament, but your hearts are far from me. You know the law, you have the knowledge, but wisdom, what you do with it, you don't have. And then he has to go into explaining, and he uses cups and pots to explain to them that you're so busy trying to clean up the outside and look good on the outside that the inside, your hearts, are still dirty. And he talks to them about our hearts. It's not what's on the outside that makes us dirty, or what we put into us that makes us dirty, but it's what comes out of us. Because the words that well up out of our mouths, it comes from the heart. Even if you say you're saying it in a joking manner, Jesus says that's what reveals your heart and your spirit. That's what defiles you. They are so focused on, you've got to abide by this, you've got to abide by that. He said, you guys have gotten away from the commands of God, the old Mosaic law, because you have added so much man-made tradition. Today, our application is, have we gotten away from the truth in America? You hear people say, well, what is truth? People, our truth can be whatever you want it to be. No, it can't. This will always be truth. God's inspired word. God breathe. Everything we need is in the word. Whenever we leave this, we have left the truth. We can't follow tradition. Tradition will not lead us to an eternal home in heaven. We must follow Jesus. And that's what Jesus has to tell the disciples. Because even as he leaves the people, the disciples ask him separately, so what did you really mean? And he's like, are your ears so hard? You're so hard of understanding that you don't even get this? Let's not be so hard of understanding that we don't get. Follow Jesus. Study the word. Tell him, hide your word in my heart that I may not sin against you. Create in me a clean heart. Renew in me a right spirit, oh God. We want the truth. We want to speak the truth. We want to live the truth. Speak the truth in love. We want to be ambassadors for you. So today, this has been Mark chapter 7, verses 1 through 18. I love you. God loves us. He so wants us to love one another. And God willing, I'll see you Monday. Have a blessed weekend. Bye.